What is up, people? First of all, before I start this video, let me wish everyone a happy new year, a happy 2015. Hopefully your 2014 went well, but now it's 2015 and hopefully the best happens for all of you this year. I am back again for a nice update and a little sort of update for everything that I'm doing. I got a bunch of Blu-rays I bought from the money I got from Christmas, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I want to accomplish this year, and possibly throw in my resolutions, and you know what I want to do with this channel this next year. So let me get into this nice little update first, and then I'll go on from that because I know everybody likes looking at these Blu-rays that everybody gets. So first off, I got a whole bunch of stuff from the 788 bin at Walmart. So I'll show off those first. Um, I got the Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. I happen to like the first Jeepers Creepers a little bit more. It's more, I was about to say relatable, but definitely not relatable because I never ran into a gigantic monster. But the first one just has a better feel to it. The second one seemed like it was a little bit too more mainstream. I guess that's the point I'm getting to. The first one kind of like reminds me of an old school kind of horror movie. It's got Justin Long and I don't know the girl's name in it, but it's pretty much them two the whole time fighting this creature. And then the second one kind of brings that whole high school team. I think it was a football team, and he takes over the bus and everything. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit more mainstream. But that was Jeepers Creepers and Jeepers Creepers 2. I picked up this one. I remember people talking about it, but I just never got around to watch it. And then I found it in that 788 bin. But that's Tarzan. I don't know. It seems like another like I don't want to say Pixar movie, but it's like cartoonish. I want to say. I don't know if it has anything to do with like the main storyline of everybody makes the main storyline. Don't know. It looks like it might be a little bit different. I'll have to check it out at one point. But that's Tarzan. Like I said, with these 788 bin, I try to steer clear of them because I'm a big fan of the whatever the uh, the one with the box set. I did get Riddick if you couldn't tell, but I'm a big fan of the slip covers. I don't know. It just seems more protected. I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff, but I always like to, I got this for cheap at Best Walmart anyway. I think this was actually cheaper than 7A. I think this was like 6.96 or something, and it does come with the slip cover. So I did get Riddick. I was using it for an example, but I was gonna show it anyway. So that's Riddick. Back to the 788 bin. I did get 8 Mile with Eminem. This was a one that came out, when I was in high school. I had my listen to rap music. I still do to this day, but just not as much because the industry just kind of is going downhill. People are just trying to get rich quick and making these one-hit wonders, and it's just not what it used to be. This stars Eminem, Brittany Murphy. It's got Kim Basinger in it as his mother, Mekhi Phifer, who is I guess a big part of this, trying to get him to go into these rap battles. It's just like I don't want to say backstory, but it's him being an underground rapper and doing these underground battles, and he's a white guy trying to make it and everything. I mean, I enjoyed this movie a whole lot. I know a lot of people give it crap. A lot of people like it too. It's there's no real like medium. It's either you like the movie or you don't like it. There's no like, it's an all right movie kind of deal. I either hear people love the movie or they hate the movie. So me, I like it. Like I said, it came around right when I was really into that whole rap phase. I was in high school listening to everything, but mostly rap. So that's when that came out, and I enjoyed it. This is a triple feature. It's got the Green Hornet, Hancock, and Ghost Rider. Pretty much the only reason I got this movie is because I don't own the Green Hornet on any, format. So finding that, I think this was $12.96. It was a 3-pack. So finding the Green Hornet for $12.96 by itself, it's still. I haven't seen the movie. I've heard like another mixed reaction, but I wanted to see it anyway. But finding that and two other movies on Blu-ray, not the greatest movies. I enjoyed Hancock, but Ghost Rider was not the greatest. But maybe on Blu-ray it'll enhance it. So that's the Green Hornet, Hancock, and Ghost Rider. This one, the Road Warrior, old school movie. I remember like in Mad Max, Beyond Thunderdome a little bit more. The other two movies out of this was, yeah, I don't remember watching them too much. I don't know. It's that I didn't like them because they all have that same aspect around them. It's just I just don't remember watching this one or the other one. I remember Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. That's the one that sticks into my head. So I'm gonna probably have to rewatch this. I haven't seen it in a long time, but that's Road Warrior. I picked up this one that I haven't seen. I didn't check it out yet, but I heard decent things about it. I saw people picking it up, and then I saw a trailer for it, and it seemed interesting. But that's the Skeleton Twins with Bill Harder, Kristen Wiig, Luke Wilson, and Ty Burrell. Again, I didn't see it, so I can't really talk on it. If anybody has seen it, let me know. These next few I have seen. This one stars Reese Witherspoon. Um, it's a uplifting story. I mean, the backstory is, some people can take it other ways, but it's about, what is it, the uh, war. It's like a civil war in Sudan, and a group of kids, get, I guess you want to call, they got to kind of stick together because their parents get killed. The one guy's brother gets killed, and they end up, coming together and then finally making it out of Sudan as like, I don't want to say refugees because they're in this one part, and they bring them to America and put them into foster homes and everything. And there was three brothers, technically brothers, and a sister that came, and they got separated coming home. And then Reese Witherspoon is the person that is getting the. I don't want to say a headhunter, but I guess so. It's one of those people, that get people jobs kind of deal. But that was The Good Lie. It's a very uplifting story. I mean, it just seeing these people go through what they do, getting these jobs, and then get treated like crap. It's like going from one extreme to the next, and it's still not great because nowadays in America it's tough to make it. But as low as it is as they live in America, it's still better than they live over there. And it's just them trying to cope with American life now. It's just really I want to say inspiring too, because them fighting through all this and still making it kind of deal. But that's A Good Lie with Reese Witherspoon. I'd say definitely give it a watch. It's one of those uplifting movies that make you feel good after. This one I enjoyed a whole lot. Stars Denzel Washington, and anything that he touches is gold. I think he's one of my uh, top actors that I enjoy. I really don't have a list like a top five or anything, but this is definitely one that anything he touches, I enjoy his movies a whole bunch. And that's The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. Pretty much the beginning of the story, you see him at I don't want to say Home Depot, but it's like a Home Depot like store. I don't. They might have mentioned that it is Home Depot, but it's one of those home stores with 2x4s and stuff, that home enhancing stores kind of deal. So you see him in the beginning, and he just seems like this guy doing his own thing. He runs into that Chloe Mortez, or however you say her last name, the one girl that I posted in my top five who's gonna blow up. He runs into her at a diner, and you could tell at that point she's a hooker at night, or whatever you want to call it, a call girl, whatever you want to call it. And they just start talking, and you see stuff happen to her, and he doesn't like it. And then at one point in the movie, it just switches. He goes from this guy that's very quiet and keeps to himself and works at Home Depot to this badass guy that goes and takes names and kicks ass and shit. He At one point takes out this Russian mob, and I don't want to give the whole story away, but pretty much he goes from this no quiet guy that works at Home Depot to this like ruthless killer. It's pretty cool. Definitely check it out. The scenes in this, they have two different versions of the movie. One is like a vengeance view. I didn't check that one out. I just checked the regular view because I wanted to see the movie in its entirety by itself. I don't know if that would have changed the whole movie or the way it looked, but it's got two versions on here. I might have to, now that I see it, go back and check to see what the difference is. But I'd say if you're looking for something, this should be on the top of your list. I enjoyed this a whole lot. I heard other people didn't like it. I just don't understand. I mean, everybody's got their own taste, but I enjoyed this a whole lot. So definitely check it out. This one is very different. I enjoy these, horror movies. I guess you'd call it like a B-rated horror movie because even though I don't know if you can because it had a pretty decent budget for a horror movie. It is Kevin Smith's, I guess, first horror movie, quote unquote. It stars Justin Long, stars Haley Joel Osment, Genesis Rodriguez, who happens to be, very beautiful girl. I think that's my woman crush Wednesday from yesterday, and Michael Parks. And it's something different. The whole premise, they have the whole behind the scenes kind of stuff. That's why I like the special features. And pretty much this came up through the fans. They were reading this story, and the fans were like, you know what, this would make a great movie. And these are the diehard fans of Kevin Smith. So he went out and made the movie for these people, and that movie's called Tusk. Pretty much, Justin Long is a podcaster, and he's growing big, and he's going to this one part. I don't know if it's an apartment or something, but he ends up sitting there, and there's a letter on this poster board kind of deal, and he's reading it, and he finds the letter very interesting, so he wants to meet the guy who wrote the letter, and he eventually does, goes to this guy's house, and then all the crazy stuff happens. If you couldn't tell from the view of this, the cover art, and you haven't seen the trailers, I'm going to give, I can't even call it the major plot because pretty much if you read the back or whatever, you'll figure it out. But pretty much what happens is this guy's in love, or not in love, but the guy that he goes to, Justin Long, the guy that he goes to, is infatuated with a walrus because the walrus saved them at one point. So pretty much this movie is him transforming Justin Long into a walrus. Yes, very strange and odd, premise for a movie, but the way it's done, the visuals and everything. I can't even say visual because then everybody's gonna think it's like CGI. That's a little later in this video. I'll get to it, but I'd say definitely check it out, especially if you're a fan of Kevin Smith. It's right down his alley. He's got jokes out the ass. It's very funny. It's very Kevin Smith like, but not Kevin Smith like because everything that I have from him is comedies and Jersey Girl and stuff like that. But definitely check this out. Support him. I'd say one of the more interesting movies that I've seen. And the next three things that I got were actually box sets. Again, like I said in my Christmas video, getting a Jurassic Park box set and a Back to the Future box set. I never really went and got, bigger things, but I guess I caught the bug. This one I got just because it was relatively cheap at Best Buy. I think it came to under $40. I think it was $35. And it's a nice looking set. I do not like the movies, but I'm a kind of stickler that if I see something and I can add it to my collection, I do. Because when I have my collection, I don't think of myself. Mostly I think of myself when I watch it, but I also think of everybody else. If anybody else would like to watch stuff, my family or my friends or something. I bought this. It was, like I said, I think it came to $35, and it's got every single movie in it, and that's the Twilight Forever box set. Don't judge me. I am team Jacob. Actually, I'm kidding because I don't watch this damn. I watched them. I gave them a shot. Not my cup of tea. But like I said, I'm a collector, and I'm sure there's many movies in certain people's collections that they look twice and well, why the hell did I get that? This will probably be my one. I'll look at it on the shelf or something and definitely shake my head. But when I see a deal, like I said, I gotta get it. This one, I want to start. When I was younger and started collecting movies, I never gave the old school movies a chance. I never gave black and white stuff a chance. But as I grow and see this in the industry, some of it's just getting too ridiculous. Most movies nowadays go to CGI way too much. They go away from acting, and they go for visuals, which some people like. I'm the kind of person that doesn't. I don't like the way that movies are going towards. So what I actually want to do is go backwards and start revisiting some of the stuff that I look past. Meaning, the black and white movies, the silent movies. I did get the Marilyn Monroe movies, which I have been watching. Some are a little, out there and not really my style, but there are some that I am enjoying. This one I found for $60. It was pricey on Amazon, but I did have money to spend from Christmas, and I got it because the original price for this was almost $200. So when I saw it, I'm like, you know what? Let me jump on it now before it goes up. And it's definitely something that I wanted to get into. I did have one movie of this, but I did not have the rest. And this is the Rodgers and Hammerstein collection. It comes with, now let me say it. It's got The Sound of Music, which I did already own. Carousel, The King and I, Oklahoma, South Pacific, and State Fair. So it comes with 6 movies. I did have The Sound of Music. I did pop in Carousel because I've always heard about all these, but I thought I'd pop in Carousel first. Watching it, I can tell that there are some things that I just find ridiculous. If you haven't seen Carousel, it's about a guy that travels with circuses. He jumps on this carousel, and he's almost like a charmer, trying to get people to come on. And he's like one of those people that are bad characters. This one girl ends up falling in love with him and marrying him in the same day, or it seemed like it was the same day. I don't know how long of a time period went, but you could definitely tell it was a very short period. They get married. The couple people told him how bad of a person he was, but they still got married. So there's some stuff that I look at and I'm just like, I can't get into it, but I wanted to travel back into this whole genre. But yeah, that's the Rodgers and Hammerstein collection. And the biggest thing that I bought, I think, is pretty cool. It comes with 8 movies and 2 extra discs, I guess, like bonus features. I know the one of them was like a sit-down discussion with 5 different people talking about these movies. But I found it at, Best Buy for $50. I looked everywhere else. This thing comes to $120. So I found it for a good price. I thought I'd get it before it, jumped back up. And that's the Quentin Tarantino box set. It comes with, like I said, 8 movies on Blu-ray, and then it comes with two extra discs. It comes with Inglourious Bastards, Pulp Fiction, The 2 Kill Bills, Reservoir Dogs, Jackie Brown, True Romance, and Death Proof. So pick this up for a good price, and yeah, I mean, I've had almost all these. The only movies I did not own on DVD were Jackie Brown and True Romance. I don't know why I can't say this word, but True Romance. I had the other 6, so picking this up for $50, I couldn't pass it up. So yeah, that was my little update from after Christmas. You saw my crib for some of you. Thank you watching my Christmas video. This is after Christmas. This is with the money that I did get from family members, a little extra money I had from myself. So that's what I picked up. What I did want to say is being off the week, I thought of different videos I could do for this year. I want to start doing the little innuendos that I put in this video about the mainstream stuff. I want to start, you know, going backwards and trying to help any way I can find, people that actually are in the business for the love of the business. Nowadays, whether it be movies or music, those are my two big genres that, I relate to. I'm sure it's everywhere else. But nowadays, the music is getting worse and worse, and it just doesn't seem like that there's effort in this. Besides the people that are, trying to get into the industry, um, you don't just hear any like heart into it. A lot of these artists get everything written for them. The only thing they have is a good voice, or when you watch them on live, it's dance moves and everything. It doesn't seem like people have the enthusiasm anymore with music, and the same thing with movies. I was saying nowadays movies, they rely on CGI too much. You don't get the good acting you did back then when it was black and white movies, or earlier in the 90s you had these plots. Some, there's some movies out there in the 80s and 90s that the acting is horrible, but the plot lines are pretty decent. Nowadays the plot lines aren't even there anymore. Nowadays it's all visuals. You sit there and yeah, it's beautiful looking, but when I sit down, I don't look for visuals. I don't have a 3D TV. I don't have the coupe de gras. I don't have. You look at my quality here. I don't really go for quality. I go for the heart behind it. I go for what the meaning is behind it. So with all these new movies, case in point, the Ninja Turtles, definitely a decent looking movie. Like the visuals and everything. I didn't like the way they look, so I wouldn't put it too hyped on it. I think they looked a little weird. But the whole, overall, the visuals were really nice. But the storyline wasn't the same. The acting wasn't great. It looked like they turned the Ninja Turtles into like, um, you know, hoodlums and all this. I don't know. I just didn't like it as much. But my whole thing is I want to start, the other day I was on, I don't want to give it away once I get the actual movie. What happened was I was watching a video on YouTube, and they had um, a star on it. They were interviewing one of these actresses, and she was in this B-rated horror movie that, was built from the fans that donated to them. And I ended up buying her movie. Again, I'll get into it once I get it, but that will be a future video. And it's just, the way she was talking, she's like, I didn't expect it to get this big. I saw the trailer for this movie, and it looks really good, so I'm excited to get it. But it's one of those things you could tell that she had that. You could tell she did it for the love of the business, and she didn't expect to get these as big as it was. She did it because she liked doing it. So that's what I want to do this year. I want to, give props where props due, and for, I think, in every uh, media per se. I want to start giving notice to up and comers or people that are in it for the right reasons. So what I want to do is at least one day a week try to find music that I like that not a lot of people know, kind of underground music that I think should get more credit or get more listens. Uh, Movies as well. I want to start donating to these projects that you can tell want to be made for a reason. Like I was saying with Tusk, he made it. Kevin Smith made it because of the fans that really wanted to see stuff like that. In essence, it's a B-rated horror movie with a bigger budget. I think he said he had like a $3 million budget, and the way he said it perfectly. He said it. He works better when he has a lower budget. When he has all this money, he doesn't know what to do with it. He started as a young director making movies. I think he said Clerks had a $37,000 budget, and it's one of the biggest cult hits. Maybe not for everyone, but definitely for the loyal fans. It's one of the better movies that put Kevin Smith's name out there, and that's what I'm getting into. I mean, nowadays these movies have like $10-15 million budgets and are some of the worst movies that I've seen. I mean, they might be mainstream, but they show nothing from me. And I know there's a lot of people out there that, think the same way I do. A lot of these Blu-ray collectors and DVD collectors, they're in it because they like movies. It's not, oh, I got this movie just because it looked good. They enjoy movies. They like plot lines. I mean, these younger kids are getting into. I see it. I have an Instagram, and some of these people that I follow, they give little interview, they'll take a picture of the movie and then they give their own, 5 paragraph little review on a movie. And some of these movies that some of these kids are reviewing are great movies, and then you see it's not my style. It doesn't have great visuals. And that's what it is. They're looking for visuals. Visuals nowadays is what everybody sees. It just seems like all they're doing is looking for a quick fix kind of deal. If it's not visually beautiful, they're not going to look at it. Even though it might have the greatest plot line, it might have some of the best, actors in it and the best acting. They'll look past it because it doesn't look right. And that's, I think, is killing the industry, killing the movie industry with the music. If it doesn't have a good beat or it doesn't have a good hook or doesn't, nowadays everybody, it seems like back in the day you had your one hit wonders. Nowadays that's what it seems like all these new rappers are doing, getting this one big hit, getting all this money, and then the rest of the music sounds like complete garbage. But also some of these songs that are getting big are just some of the stupidest things I've ever heard. I might be biased and say the 90s are the best music out there, but nowadays it's just, you listen to some of the stuff that I don't listen to the radio, but every once in a while I'll pop something on and listen to it for a second, but I just can't because the music nowadays is horrible. So what I want to do, I propose to all you, if you sitting here watching this, definitely support your struggling people that are, in it for the business. Spin that around. In it for, the love of the music, not the business. Not the business, oh, let me get money real quick. For people that are, actually are in it for either, they're playing an instrument and they're in a band, or they're a singer and they make their own music. I got a few people I will be shouting out and a few that I already have, but I propose, this year, trying to help those people out. Shout them out as much as you can. Buy their music or buy their movies that they're, advertising other than Amazon or Best Buy, that have their own website with their made movies. I watched The Angry Video Game Nerd, which I will be picking up. And again, this one, which I'm not going to give away now, because I want to have an interesting video or a video for it. I did go out and purchase this movie, which should be coming in whenever it does. And yeah, I just wanted this year. I want to do a whole bunch of different stuff. One, again, trying to help those people that you can tell are trying to do it because of the love of it, rather than let me just get a quick buck and then if people like it, they like it. If not, oh well, kind of deal. So hopefully you stuck around with me this whole video. I will have a question right now. I have certain resolutions that I did, some people don't like the whole resolution thing, but me, myself, New Year's resolutions, the everything everyone has, lose weight and all this stuff. But I also have, me, myself, I want to have a happier year. 2014 wasn't the greatest for me. It wasn't the worst, wasn't the greatest. But this year, I want to try to change my whole mindset. Try to help people out, because I know me, myself, being happy is a priority, and part of me being happy is seeing other people around me happy. And that's the whole adage, as you got, good-minded people around you, you'll be good. So that's one thing, but that's my resolution. If you sat here and watched this whole video, tell me what your New Year's resolution is in the bottom. I want to know. Let me know what you want to do different this year. What's going to make your 2015 better. Stick around, because I will have a whole bunch more videos. I got a whole bunch of ideas. I will be using my little Kindle Fire. I haven't done an overview of my whole collection, so I don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with videos, but I will be doing that soon. And yeah, stick around. I'm going to be doing more stuff. So again, thank you for everything. Um, Spread the word about this media flow. That's the only way it's going to happen, is if you spread the word and get the word out there. If you want to hear something new, music wise, or watch something new, movie wise, you gotta support what's out there. Underground kind of deal. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. You have anything besides your New Year's resolutions to say it in the bottom too. But I want to hear your New Year's resolutions. And again, thank you, and I will see you.